was a student, instructional technology was like the Wild West. Lots of uncharted territory, a bit chaotic, and so the push back then was all about the tools. Can you use Word? PowerPoint? How many words per minute can you type? But I think in the last decade, it's changed. Now, there are so many more ways to measure technology and digital literacy. You can no longer point at any one tool or device and claim you're an expert. There are no more experts. We're all just learners now. For me, instructional technology is a mindset. It's so much more than just a device or tool. Effective technology integration focuses on those higher order thinking skills by using technology to empower students to create, produce, and design. It's about the teacher guiding the students to the answer rather than providing them with the answer. It's not about using the 3D printer as much as it is about the student using geometry in a 3D environment to create a physical prototype. It's the verbs, not the nouns, that count. I feel that a lot of teachers consider themselves experts on content or instructional strategy, and that gives them confidence in the classroom. But because they can't claim the same thing about technology, they're uncomfortable using technology in their classroom. However, I believe that with technology, you don't have to be an expert to succeed. You just have to have a flexible, proactive attitude. If it doesn't work, you didn't fail. You just need to tweak the process and try again. Because of this attitude, I wanted to share with you a process that I find very helpful as I reflect on my use of educational technology. Design thinking is an organized way of coming up with ideas and putting them into practice. This process is not new. You may have heard of it as the engineering design process or just old school problem solving. Different organizations and groups have taken the process and defined it in the context of their mission. For instance, Teaching Channel has adapted the process, calling it the theory of professional learning, and applied it to professional development and education. In business, the lean startup methodology helps get new companies up and running. But whatever you decide to call it, this process can help structure your thinking and your actions as you implement a new idea or project. There are 5 phases in the design thinking process: discovery, interpretation, ideation, experimentation, and evolution. As you work through the process, you identify a problem or challenge. Research the problem, brainstorm solutions, try out some of those solutions, get some feedback, and develop next steps. For me, this process helps me focus on one area I want to work on. Technology can be especially daunting because of the diverse variety of topics, so having a narrow, more specific focus can help keep you from pulling your hair out and getting overwhelmed. The research component is super important because knowing what other people are doing means you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There are a lot of fantastic educators out there, so get out there and build your digital professional learning network. I use Twitter daily to expand my knowledge base. The brainstorming step is one of my favorites. Don't limit yourself to reasonable or feasible solutions. Get wild. Don't just think out of the box, redefine the box. In this stage, no idea is too crazy. You'll be surprised by how not limiting yourself allows you to come up with more innovative solutions. Once you've gotten crazy with your ideas, you can start looking at potential solutions. This is where you start prioritizing and trying out some of your ideas. Using the design thinking process helps me to be more deliberate in the implementation of my new ideas. I'm testing my ideas out like a scientist, gathering evidence on whether it worked or not, and adjusting the solutions as needed. The evidence part for me is big. I'm more of a dreamer, and sometimes I just make assumptions that my ideas are working, because of course, they're always awesome, but it's critical to analyze the effectiveness of these ideas. Remember, if it isn't working, it's not helping our students to be successful, and what's the point? Another reason I'm big on gathering evidence is that you are documenting the idea or project so that other educators can replicate it with their students. Collaboration is essential in our profession. We need to support each other and nurture each other's ideas. If you are interested in learning more about the design thinking process, I've included some links in this video's description. This process, and others like it, really emphasize that mindset that I believe is at the core of technology integration. I use the process to reflect on my own teaching practice, but I also share this process with teachers I work with throughout my district. I see a lot of potential in using it with our colleagues and students. What kind of reflection strategies do you use in your teaching practice? I'd love to hear from you all on your processes. Until next time, I'll be back.